Good morning, and thank you very much for attending this session. I'm Julian Andujar. I am the manager of the PASOS Foundation, and I have the great honor of presenting this session, which is called Proyecto PASOS, PASOS Projects Towards the Universalization of Mobile Telecare. And we have excellent panel members, which I will now introduce. To my left, Sofia Moreno, Secretary of the DAY Platform on Technology for Health, Well-being and Social Cohesion. To my right, Cristina Rodriguez, Director of the CIAPAT, the Center of State Reference on Technical Aids, and the INSERSO. And to my left, Carlos Capataz, the Director of CIT project at the Red Cross. So the session will be as follows. I'll begin with a short introduction to the PASOS project, and then I will give the panel members 10 minutes for a presentation, and then we'll have Q&A time. So please, can I have the PowerPoints? So before introducing the project, let me show you a few slides to explain about the Texas Foundation. The Texas Foundation is made up by the Spanish Red Cross and the Vodafone Foundation, Spain. And our main purpose is improving the quality of life of the most vulnerable, the elderly, people with a disability, or victims of gender violence, using new technologies, communications and information technologies. And we are bringing together the social knowledge and the technology excellence by Vodafone Spain and the Spanish Red Cross. And in all these projects where we use CITs with in the social sphere, it's important to have the two, the social aspect and the technological aspect. We mainly work in three areas: dissemination, training, and innovation. We mainly work on innovation to innovate the current telecare systems. So much for the Texas Foundation. Let me begin now with my paper. So the session title is PASOS Project Towards the Universalization of Mobile Telecare Services. And the first thing we need to do is clarify what we understand by mobile telecare services. In Spain, these mobile telecare system resulted from a service which had been provided for many years, that of telecare. That telecare service still exists today. It is accessible to all thanks to the support of the public administrations. In Spain, approximately some 450 people use this service, especially older people. However, this telecare service, has a number of limits, including the fact that we can only provide the service in the home. So the coverage is only at home, and that is indeed a problem. We had to wait a few years until 2005 to be able to provide the same service outside the home, which is what we understand by mobile telecare. This has been made possible thanks to the progress of technologies, especially mobile technologies and localization systems. So in this step from telecare to mobile telecare, the Texas Foundation played an important role because in 2003 they conducted a project which plays the foundations for the current mobile telecare system. To show you in more detail how this service works, let me explain that in order to provide the service, you need three elements. You need a user, a terminal, which is not a mobile phone, it's a specific terminal with some special functions that a mobile phone does not have. An alarm button, a GPS receiver, and other functions that a conventional mobile does not have. To the other side, we need a care unit open 24 hours a day where the user's phone calls are received. And in between, we need a communication channels, which is, in this case, the network of mobile telephony. Let's imagine that a user of the service needs to contact the care center at a point, and the only thing that he would have to do is to push the alarm button, and automatically the terminal would do two things. First, it would launch a voice call, which would be received at the care center, and somebody would respond. But the important thing is not that he or she answered, but also that the person has all the information concerning the user. Personal details, health details, previous calls, all the information necessary to respond to an emergency. And also by pushing this alarm, there's a second action, sending the localization to the center, so that the person answering the call will not only have the user's details, but know exactly where the user is at that point. After this very general introduction on the mobile telecare service, let's now explain what PASOS is about. This is the SOS care protocol. It is a protocol of communications. It's a language used by the people at telecare to communicate with the care center. In the PASOS project, we have developed a communications protocol, an open protocol, which is free, that everybody can have access to. All those who need it, companies, individuals, researchers. So it's an open protocol. To explain what this PASOS protocol is about, in this slide we can see a sequence frame generated by the protocol following the PASOS protocol. There's a sequence of characters which do not mean anything, automatically generated by the terminal when the person pushes the alarm button. So we would have this sequence which would be transmitted to the care center. At the care center, they would receive that sequence in a text message or an SMS message or a data connection, and when they have the information on the sequence, the care center will have an algorithm which will decode the information, interpret it, and show it to the person responding the call. Between the information that is normally sent, we have the type of alarm, the localization, latitude, longitude, the status of the battery, the number of satellites that the position has been calculated with, and other information which can be transmitted to the care center. The PASOS protocol defines how to construct the sequence. It is based on a label system, and I can explain that in detail. I'm having problems to change slides. But anyway, this is a way in which you extract the information from the series following the PASOS protocol. Type of alarm, the date, latitude, longitude, so information which is embedded in the sequence. So why did we envisage this project? It is due to the fact that in mobile telecare there's several manufacturers and several devices, but each of them have their own communications protocol. They have their own language. Besides this, these languages are not compatible. They're not interoperable, and they're owner-based protocols, which is a large hindrance for the deployment of the service of mobile telecare, because this situation is inconvenient for all the stakeholders, for the manufacturers, for the public administrations, for the users, for the financiers and promoters of this kind of services. So that what the PASOS suggested is to go from this situation towards a new situation in which there are different terminals using all of them the same language, the PASOS protocol. This language would become a de facto standard, an open and available standard. How do we organize a project? There is a managing committee coordinated by the Texas Foundation. By the way, this project is a not-for-profit initiative financed by this company's own fund, and all the participants underneath are not working for profit. There's a technical group, the technical working group, made up by the main companies and specialized manufacturers. In this technical working group, the technical regulations concerning the communications protocol is defined. Then we have a second group, a stakeholders group made up by mainly public administrations, associations, which second the project and which can help us launch the initiative. And then there's a third group made up by other entities. And now, in order to conclude and give the floor to the other member panels, let me give you the project's webpage, www.pasosproject.org. On this webpage, you can download the specifications and know about the different stages of the project. And now, without further ado, I will be giving the floor to Carlos Capataz, who will be explaining the project from the service provider point of view, that of the Spanish Red Cross.